Hey everybody, this is Dust for Dusted on Gaming with another stream here this evening. So we're going to start a league, but probably not finish tonight, a league with Jeskai Control. This list is from Space Marine, same guy that brought us a blue-white approach list. We streamed one of our first streams a couple days ago. So he sent me in his email that he hates losing to aggro. So he definitely ramped up the aggro hate by going from a blue-white build to a Jeskai build here. So facilitate that. You have all the buddy lands. You have irrigated farmlands. So overall, the only questionable thing is the double white spell in Settle the Wreckage. Everything else looks like it's in pretty good shape. You have 4, 8, 14 mountains, 12, 16 blue sources. So you should be pretty good on most mana situations. 3 Magma Spray, 3 Seal Away, and 4 Sweltering Suns as your, and a couple of Abrades as your early anti-swarm, anti-aggro package. A couple Essence Scatter, a couple Supreme Mulls, some soft counter spells and situational counter spells. Search for Azcanta, Glimmer of Genius, Karn, and Teferi as your card advantage engines. Settle the Wreckage as another sweeper, cast out for any tough to deal with permanents like enchantments or artifact. Well, I guess Abrade handles artifacts or planeswalkers. And then Teferi, Torrential Gearhulk, and Approach of the Second Sun as your way of winning the game. 26 lands. So this deck is heavily slanted in the main deck towards defeating the aggro decks. So the sideboard, you imagine, has some tools for control, and it definitely does. Looking at the sideboard here, we've got another cast out just as a piece, another piece of spot removal or for difficult permanents. Bunch of negates for control matchups in red-black in the post-board games. Supreme Will when you need more counter spells and card selection. Glimmer for grindier matchups. And as a whole for the control matchups. Magma Spray and Abrade when you have to hate on aggro even more. Hour of Devastation as another full-blown sweeper, and then Glory Bringers in matchups where you need to change it up and get more aggressive. So, we're definitely going to be playing a friendly league here. Given how late it is and the fact that I'm pretty tired, we're probably not going to get through the whole league tonight. I'll finish it up sometime tomorrow. So, just got control. League. Friendly. Need to start upping my game a little bit in case I decide to do the PTQ on Magic Online on this coming Saturday. So, okay. I think the last league we played was the blue-white flash deck. We ended up going 3 and 2, 2 and 3. What's up, Foz? Welcome back. Get a little warm in here. Is it possible I have to shut down Magic Online for a moment because it's being goofy? Guess we'll find out here in a minute. As long as I've had uptime on Magic Online, maybe I should. Finishing making breakfast tomorrow, then I'm out. Yeah, it's getting pretty late for you because you're in the same time zone I am, so definitely gonna log out of Magic Online for a minute here. Just getting too warm. Too warm upstairs. Alright, come on, Magic Online. No, you want to be a wonderful program and let me log out here. Yeah, Magic Online is just one of those programs that they really should have redone the code work early on in the program, but they did what they did, so it's a wonderful Wonderful piece of technology. I mean, it lets us play Magic, but Arena is certainly a better designed game. Finish sleeping till time for work. Are you... Oh, you mentioned working out, or... No, was that you? No, that was Space Marine that worked out. So, why do you get up, eat, and then go to work? Get up, eat, go back to bed, and then sleep to work. Oh, okay. Gotcha. Gotcha, gotcha, gotcha. So what times a day are you actually allowed to eat, or is there specific times you're supposed to fast? Gotcha. So you have to eat, like... Oh, and that's during summer, too. Ugh. It makes it even rougher. So you have to eat at, like, 4 or 5 in the morning, and then, like, 9:30 at night. That's, definitely quite some time between meals. Yeah, please tell me you don't... Oh, you don't do outside work of any kind, I hope, right? Because that would be awfully brutal. Is it, like, very back and forth, or does it just keep moving pharmaceutical? Okay, so at least you should be relatively indoors. That'd be rough as heck to be, like, if you were in, like, in lawn care or something along those lines. That'd be absolutely rough. We might pop a queue here before I fall asleep. I've been up since 3 a.m. I took a short, like a 2-hour nap this afternoon after I got home from work, but it's just like between the heat and just testing and making. Gotcha. So are you like a scientist, or are you like a representative, or... I mean, if you're allowed to say, I don't want you getting in trouble with your work if you're saying stuff you're not supposed to. Alright, so this is a control deck. We're going to have to play quickly. Magic Online is being laggy today. Yeah, hand seems fine. Probably lead on Cliff Drop Retreat since it's the one that comes into play tapped with our mana situation here. Gotcha. It's kind of funny, we're playing against a Land of War of Elves deck where Magma Sword would be great, and we have like none of our early interactions in our hand, so hopefully we won't get punished too hard for this. Five, four. This is last stand. Gotcha. Wowzers. Certainly an aggressive deck here, and there are 5/4s? That's just brutal. Magma Spray doesn't even really do anything. I'm a fake drug dealer. It's definitely one way to look at it, I guess. Alright, so we got a Supreme Will into a Settle the Wreckage here, pretty much. Since our opponent's just having an insane draw here. We're dead. That was an exciting game one. So Ronus's last stand. Interesting. Okay. Probably bring in the Hour of Devastation, the Cast Out, and maybe like a couple of negates. Go down like one Gear Hulk. Maybe one Sweltering Suns, and I have no idea here. Kind of hard to, like, our removal should be good against the green deck, but man, Ronus's last stand into Ronus's last stand. It's like, wow, okay, 10 power, go? Keep this in. So I'm wondering what our opponent is up to here. Okay. So they're a blue-green aggro deck of some type. They just showed us forests, and yeah, that Steel Leaf Champion is going to be rough for the removal in this deck too. I just supposed to Sweltering Suns here? Probably. No, Last Stand makes a 5/4. That's why I was like pretty much on Settle the Wreckage or Bust there. Steel Leaf Champion. Okay. I mean, a Braid is a card. Yeah, these X4s look really awkward against all of our 3-mana sweepers. Or 3 damage spells, I should say. Take the damage here. Bad part is if they have like... Yeah, no reason really to get into Standard if you're just gonna... Oh dear, 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 dear. Let the beatdowns commence. I mean, I guess technically we're not dead, but if they have Blossoming Defense, we are. Another Steel Leaf Champion. There's no way we're beating that one. No, this is game 2. We got Raphael stomped by a couple of Ronus's Last Stands. See if our opponent respects Settle the Wreckage. They do not. So we are dead. Turns out the deck with a bunch of 5/4s is pretty good against a deck with a bunch of 3 damage removal spells. Oh well. Can't beat everything. What's up, Space Marine? How was your workout? I'd like to play first. The old triple white spell, or quintuple white spell, blue and white mana. Probably have to log in this. This hand's a little bit better. Presume I'm going to want that one. On farmland here, not let them know we have red in our deck. I think the red removal is going to be pretty good in this one. Merfolk. Well, also should be pretty decent against Merfolk, other than, man. If we're playing against a mono blue Merfolk deck, we might be alright too. It's a land drop, don't have any other plays. Sweet. Wowzers. Pass here. Guess they could technically have Trickster here. Nope, no Trickster. Chart, of course, is going to resolve. Not sure I'd be getting rid of Seafloor Oracle in this kind of a matchup. Don't think I can afford to play around Spell Pierce here. You know, I'm really getting tired of Merfolk players tonight having Spell Pierces. Between the modern Merfolk player and then this Merfolk player. Well, at least we got some lands out of our deck, right? I agree, but I still would have loved to resolve the Glimmer there. But Karn can be attacked. I play Magic Online, Magic Arena, Hearthstone, World of Warcraft, Star Wars, The Old Republic. That pretty much covers most of my gaming right now. During a school year, I don't have a ton of time to play games, so it's pretty much Magic Online and a little bit of oh, yeah. Gee, I wonder which card we're getting. Now my opponent knows to play around our serious sweeper package. Blink of an eye, bouncing card. Okay. Okay. So my opponent has 1 billion counterspells. So this is a mono blue wizards deck, pretty much. Is that what I'm getting out of this? Yep. That a wizard too? Yep, they're all wizards. It's definitely a tempo deck of a style. I don't know how the heck they beat red though. Braid's a pretty good bait spell here. Alright, Foz. Hope you sleep well. Yep, they must have another Wizard's Retort in hand. Sorry, friend, that's not an actual counterspell if you don't have a wizard in play. Yep, third Wizard's Retort that they telegraphed. Wowzers, they're going to get to draw 2 cards here? That sucks. Oh, man. Flash, as long as you control Merfolk. Turn target creature to its owner's hand. You don't actually have a counterspell in this situation. Let's find another Sweltering Suns. Sure. No. Doesn't blow. You don't... Okay. You built this deck to prey on mono red and red variants. The green deck is just a function of removal not lining up right. That happens. And this deck is just a pure annoyance at what it's trying to do. So, like, this deck is just literally trying to counter tempo. So, so Teferi, order, play a land. No, so it's way too early to tell if the deck is good, bad, indifferent. So don't worry about it. Okay. So that's just going to force it to return itself? That didn't accomplish much. Well, that's the 4th Wizard's Retort, so... Pretty sure this game is basically over, though. Control deck doing control things. Didn't I use a... Yes, I did. We know the other card in their hand is that goofy return target whatever to its owner's hand. So we're just going to go ahead and Essence Scatter this. Scatter that. Then we go ahead and start the Approach of the Second Sun train. Just straight up mono blue wizard counter. Alright. Alright, and that's the game. So sideboarding against 1000 counterspells deck. Probably want the Glory Bringers and the Hour of Devastation. Magma Spray seems reasonable. The Abrade seems reasonable. Couple of negates might be reasonable. Supreme Will, probably not so much. Probably don't want to approach in our deck, because they'll probably have 1 million negates to go with their 1 million Wizard's Retorts and Spell Pierces. We definitely want all the creature removal. So what are the cuts? Our Devastation is too expensive. Gearhulks and Glory Bringers should be more than enough to finish off the game. One copy of Seal Away. I don't want to go down too far on card advantage, but maybe Teferi. So we're bringing in the Glory Bringers, and then... What else are we cutting? Cast outs may be too expensive. I mean, this hand's fine if we draw lands. No, I think we want Scatter. Because they have that Oracle card that we cannot let resolve. What? Okay. Now we need to really draw lands. And if we draw a couple lands, I think we'll be in good shape. Wow. It's Magic Online. Sometimes this land thing happens. Silvergill revealing Silvergill. Yes, it is. Alright, as you were saying, these Essence Scatters need to get out of here. Probably need to get some amount of these cast outs back in. Yeah, Deep Root Waters is an extremely annoying thing. And the fact that they have Spell Pierces to back it up means that our negates aren't even necessarily good enough at stopping them. Yeah, keeping this hand. I mean, so Glacial Fortress is the only comes into play tap lane in this hand. Storm Tamer is obnoxious. Sorry, I'm not leaving your card drawing machine into play. See, Space Marine, this is part of the reason why I like your deck, is the ability to bring in Glory Bringers. Yeah. So even when your opponent's like, see, a regular control deck in those situations might have Knights or History of Benalia, and most of the time that stuff's just going to get straight up countered. So the ability to bring in a creature that can still impact the board as well is a very nice addition to the deck. Gonna play one more match tonight. Still somewhat pretty tired from being up since 3 a.m. So I want to thank everyone for tuning in tonight. Hope you're enjoying the content. My name is Dusk. This is your first time joining the channel. Playing some Jeskai Control from Space Marine here. It's a pretty decent deck, so it's heavily based around trying to beat up on the mono red decks. The removal is a little bit soft to X4s, as we found out in the first match, and then that Wizard's counterspell deck is just kind of, it's the tempo plays can be dangerous, but overall I think this deck handled that pretty well. I'll go ahead and keep this hand. A little bit on the heavy drop side, but we do have a lot of early removal. So one thing you gotta be careful with this deck so far I've seen is sequencing your land drops correctly. So control mirror ? Could be the control mirror. I don't think we're very well set up game 1 to fight. Took out a red source. top. Button. Grab ourselves another blue source here. Do I play around sensor? Could you have here? Cards in the revealed zone. Oh, I'll get a Sweltering Suns. Yay! Maybe I should have resolved Esconte here. Blink of an eye, bouncing it back to our hand. Get rid of Sweltering Suns. Definitely up against blue-white control. Another Karn. Us missing a land drop here is gonna hurt. Especially if they cast us out at the end of turn. Blink of an eye with kicker. Wow. We're just getting completely outvalued here. Especially since we have all of our high drops in hand. Yep, nice defer you got there. resolves. Sure, Glimmer resolves. Six. Wow, they don't have a counterspell for it. That's shocking. Whew! Alright, so these Magma Sprays can come out. Some number of these Sweltering Suns can come out. So Braid can come in. These Negates can come in. This can come in. That can come in. That can come in. These Glory Bringers can come in. This Nezahal can come in. It is, but okay. So even if our opponent had Gearhulk or Disallow there, they were facing down the fact that next turn, unless they had Cast Out, we were ultimating Teferi, and then we were going to start plunking off their lands. So the game was over in like 2 or 3 different ways there. So it was a little surprising, but at the same time, they were in some trouble. Split the difference on those. Not really interested in fighting over approach. I've played quite a few control mirrors over the last like 4 or 5 FNMs. Even when I have the version of the deck that's inferior in the control mirror. So that said, if they have Search for Azcanta here on 2, we're going to be really behind the 8 ball. Yep. We have to be the aggressor in this matchup now, which is bad. even with the they threw away a Teferi. Them throwing away a Teferi is telling me that they're probably light on lands. Going after that. Okay, so they're not light on lands. Settle the Wreckage is like one of the cards we didn't really want to see here. I think I have to let Glimmer resolve. I don't want them to untap and immediately slam Teferi. We're going to Supreme Will at the end of turn to try to find a land. So they're negating Supreme Will. Interesting. So they probably have another counterspell here. So I think we're supposed to jam Karn because they're... Yep. Problem is they get to just transform this as Kanta this turn, so... We'll play one or two more turns, but if we miss another land drop, we're going to be way too far behind. Which we already technically are. Surprised they didn't activate his Kanta there. Guess they're trying to keep us from resolving Glimmer. Card has no chance of resolving. Gear Hulk. Yeah, that's more than enough here. Too far behind on land drops, too far behind on card advantage machines. Think get the Sweltering Suns out. Well, no. Yeah, Sweltering Suns out for Settle the Wreckage. Cosmetic stuff, but I suspect they didn't board in the night package. Keep, but this hand's a little dangerous. Need to hit a land. Hopefully, not a search for his Kanto on a 6. Brawl. Land, please. Not too much on 3 they can resolve. I guess history, search for his Kanto, sure. So they kept something they really liked to not hit a land drop there. This isn't quite as good for us because they have the Field of Ruin in play, but still a Scry of Return's not bad. Cast out. Sure. Threw away a Gear Hulk. Man, they are throwing away a lot of good cards. Okay, do you untuck here? Woo! So, yeah. Sideboard playing against control. Pretty good. Say, Space Marine, you still here? Well, with that, exhausted as I am and playing a control mirror kind of cinches it, I'm going to definitely be signing off for the night. 2-1 so far in this league. We're going to finish up the league tomorrow morning or early afternoon. So far, a pretty decent result. I think if we can beat the small aggro decks and if we can compete against the control decks in the post-board games, as long as the red-black matchup in the post-board games is pretty decent, I honestly think you might be onto something here, Space Marine. So, I'm going to wrap it up for the night. I'm pretty tired. Thanks everyone for hanging out today. Hope you're enjoying the content. If you like what you're seeing, please hit that subscribe button. Helps the channel grow. And that'll be it for this evening. Thanks everybody for tuning in.